Welcome back to another crypto cruise. I have some breaking news. Yes, a strategic reserve is underway, and it's not just for Bitcoin. So, we just had a few tweets from President Trump, and the market is roaring. It's recovering. It's pumping. We're seeing Bitcoin now back above $93,000. And we're seeing a lot of other projects that pumped up 30, 40, 50, 60% from yesterday. So let's talk about what's going on. Obviously, from a few days ago till now, we're seeing a big difference, and a lot of you guys are waking up to this news. It's breaking news. So President Trump on Truth Social decided, you know what? I don't know what it is. Maybe because he's realizing that the markets are down. Maybe crypto people are getting wary. And you know what? He decided that he needed to do something. So he tweeted today. Okay? And I'm going to read it off. So this is on Truth Social, not on X, because I see a lot of people, try to find this on X. He didn't tweet this on X. He did it on Truth Social. So he's like, a U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this crucial industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order in digital assets directed the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes, get ready, XRP, SOL, and ADA. I will make sure that the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We're making America great again. Then he followed it up with another tweet saying, and obviously, BTC and ETH, as other valuable currencies, will be at the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. See, he left it open. So after the first tweet, people were like, they were great. They were very excited about it, but people were like, hey, what happened to the Bitcoin reserve? Why didn't you mention Bitcoin? So I felt like he had to put that in there. He also threw Ethereum in there, even though that was never talked about. But he did leave it open. He said, as other valuable cryptocurrencies. So there's a couple things I want to say. Number one, this is one of the reasons why I've been making ever since Trump got elected, since November, I've been making a big deal about American-based crypto projects, right? I've covered a lot of stories about new appointees and also about how the SEC has voluntarily dismissed a lot of its cases. Its crypto task force, led by Hester Pierce. And the same thing with new appointees in CFTC. You know that it's going to be a different ball game in the U.S. when it comes to crypto. In the past, in the previous administration and prior, you had a lot of people, including Trump himself in his first term, didn't really believe at all in Bitcoin and crypto, thought they were a threat, appointed people that were not crypto friendly, although Gary Gensler was supposed to be, and then he turned out to be a Trojan horse. So, American-based companies were crippled. They were either sued or attacked or shut down, or they went into hiding. And a lot of companies incorporated elsewhere because they didn't want that scrutiny. And it sucked for a long time. And, one of the things Trump promised was to make crypto great again in America, and so far he's been making all the right moves. Not himself specifically, but he's appointed some good people to make those moves, right? Recently, even though the market was crashing, a lot of people did not pay attention to all the dismissals from the SEC. Basically, the SEC is not going to touch decentralized projects anymore. They said that themselves, and they withdrew their lawsuit against Uniswap, which is obviously a DEX, but they withdrew it from all these big exchanges as well, because now all these crypto projects that were deemed securities are no longer securities. They even went as far to say as meme coins are not securities. I mean, that's a big call. Whether that's good or not, I mean, you're going to make an argument that's really bad. But dismissals left and right. They're not going to attack decentralized projects anymore. Even the founders of Tornado Cash got released. I mean, obviously Ross Ulbricht got released. I mean, you're seeing a turn, right? And there's been, besides all these, we've heard rumors and seen pictures of leaders like Brad Garlinghouse and others, you know, meet with Trump and, you know, hint that there are bigger things at play, right? So this is one of the reasons why I made a big deal over the last few months about American-based crypto projects and how they will do better than others in this cycle. And obviously, I've also covered news about ETFs. Those are important. Look at what Bitcoin ETFs did to Bitcoin, right? Even though, for better or for worse, right? For the last 2 weeks, we've seen some massive outflows. But let's not discount the months or the year of massive inflows that drove Bitcoin up. I bet tomorrow you're going to see a massive inflow. You're going to see a massive inflow tomorrow. And a lot of ETF applications, they're pending. They got a knowledge, which means that they're probably going to go forward, right? So some of these projects that I just talked about today, they have applications. XRP has an application. Cardano has one. Solana has one, right? And there's others that Trump didn't mention that may be added to Strategic Reserve as well. I've been covering a lot of American-based projects, right, that he didn't talk about, but I think they could be added later on. So this is why it's so important. So, you know, I thought the ETFs were going to be, or are going to be, catalysts when they actually get approval. And you know what, seeing this, you know, obviously this new direction, I think the SEC is going to be inclined to make those approval quickly, especially the ones he named, XRP, Sol, and ADA. I think those will come very, very soon due to what he just tweeted. So obviously, those of you guys that are watching the prices right now, ADA has gone up. I don't know the exact price, but it was up 60+%, almost 70% when I was heading out the door. It's above $1. You know, it was like at 70-something cents, guys. It's at, I think it hit as high as $1.20, $1.18. I think it came down to about like $1.08 or something. But man, it's up quite a lot. Solana up big time. I don't know what it is up to now. It was like in the high 170s or 180s, and then XRP got back to like $3, and I think it retraced a little bit. But yeah, obviously people are loading up again on these three specific crypto, and I do think since Sol is so oversold, we may be seeing a big recovery of Sol soon because of this announcement. And obviously Bitcoin started ticking up. Bitcoin, you know, recently filled that gap. I believe it was like 200 points off. So it filled the gap, and now it's recovering back up, right? So these are all awesome things. And now that we're back to 93,000, it's feeling a lot better. We're not like, we're not in the 70s no more. And that's a huge recovery. That's a huge recovery within a very short amount of time. It's, you know, again, this is the reason why you never really want to give up, right? You never know what may be announced, what catalyst may come and drive things upward. So the last week or so, pretty much wiped out, and a lot of the alts that were not mentioned are rallying too. So I think this week, obviously, unless there's more tariffs, like really bad tariffs, announcements or news that comes up, I think Bitcoin will be doing just fine. And I think crypto overall will be rallying, in rally mode. I mean, granted, we did rally quite a lot, so maybe at some point today we may see like a little pullback because things are up again 30, 40, 50%. But I have a feeling because of how oversold Bitcoin is probably not going to pull back into the 80s. I think it may pull back maybe like to low 90s, but I think we have a really good shot of seeing Bitcoin just like doing a major recovery, especially on Monday when Wall Street opens and they now feel the FOMO, and we might see a huge recovery tomorrow. But anyways, yeah, this is what I've been saying. Even though last few days, you know, I was traveling, obviously the market got really scary end of February, a lot of sell-offs, you know, filling the gap, all these things that were talked about. But, you know, I never gave up. I told you guys to don't give up. You know, there will be times where it's just bad and scary and all that. But look at where we are now. People that panic sold over, you know, I saw stories. We had the most, I don't know how you say it, but like, we had so many people sell at a loss. It was one of the worst in history, right behind FTX. That's how panicked people were. They just sold off. They're like, I give up, right? And that's not even counting liquidations. The long liquidations, billions, but people that sold billions and realized loss. So it's pretty bad. It was pretty bad, right? And I get it. A lot of people just didn't know what to think and thought that the end of the world was coming for crypto and markets, right? And I get it. But, you know, I've tried to say that, hey, we have seen this before. We've seen it many times in 2024, and obviously before that, but 2024, last year, we saw some really good recoveries up to like 68, 69, 70,000, and we saw some tremendous falls, 20, 25, 30% falls, right? In 2024, we had a lot of volatility, and yet we recovered, and the bull run continued, and you know, nothing changed, right? That's always the thing. A lot of people think that, you know, once we have like a tremendous fall like this, somehow, you know, the bull run is canceled. It's not canceled. It's just delayed, you know, by these distractions. That's all it is. So yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of stuck in this street, so I have to take over a little bit. There's a gate blocking this park, so I have to take over. All right. Let's see here. But yeah, this is a nice neighborhood, by the way. You guys can't see it, but it's a nice neighborhood. I think that's about it. I mean, I'm gonna try to do a Sunday walk video later. I'm not sure. Well, I know what I'm gonna talk about. On my Sunday walk video, I'm gonna talk about some other great projects that could be added to the strategic reserve that are American based. Some that I've already talked about before. But I think it's more important now since Trump actually has opened the doors for it. So I think it's going to be more important. And I think a lot of people are going to be speculating on which ones. So this is going to be tough. Let's go this way. All right, so yeah, look forward to my Sunday walk video later tonight. But right now, you know, enjoy the gains, or enjoy the recovery at least, right? Hopefully a lot of you guys did not panic sell. Maybe you did a little bit, or maybe you did. It's never too late. Obviously, Bitcoin is not back to 100,000, not back to 108,000. So obviously we're not fully recovered, which is a good thing, because there's always time. There's always time. And this goes to show you what kind of bounce we can see when the market is extremely oversold. And yes, we were extremely oversold. And now we're seeing a good recovery. But, you know, if you're looking at, let's say on the greater time scales, like the 4 hour or the 1 day, you know, we're still in oversold levels, even with the bounce, because obviously we're not fully recovered. So there's still time. But it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And I can't wait to see where things get to by tonight. And also, I can't wait to see what happens this coming week, unless there are some crazy, super new bad tariffs that gets announced and causes the market, the U.S. market, to dump. I expect this coming week to be absolutely fantastic, and you're going to see a lot of FOMO buys from Wall Street once again. Yep, that's what I'm expecting. All right, guys, that is it. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good rest of your morning and afternoon, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye-bye.